Hey, that is Lauren. My name is Russ. I'm a huge Pink Floyd fan. Lauren is a slightly lesser Pink Floyd fan, but only because everyone on earth is a slightly lesser Pink Floyd fan.
This
when
is
compared
true.
with me. And today I am excited because we are not only reviewing another Pink Floyd reissue, but a big one. Pink Floyd's 4 LP live album masterpiece, Pulse, that was first released in 1995. And Pulse is one of those things where even when they started doing the masterful 2016 Pink Floyd reissues, I just never thought we would see Pulse reissued as it was originally.
Okay.
Because of the huge hardcover book, the 4 LPs, the sleeves in a sleeve, and then the outer sleeve on all of it. I remember when I ordered this recently, I said to you, hey, when this comes, just so you know, I didn't order a special edition of this.
I remember that. Yeah.
Because this seems like it would be
it came that way.
It seems like it would be a special edition of something.
So I have a question, and this is I probably should have asked you this off air, but I'm asking it to you now.
True.
In 1995, when this came out originally, I don't really kind of know where the cutoff is with like things being pressed on vinyl and when they stopped.
This was available
on vinyl. Okay.
I bought it at the Harmony House Records on Woodward Avenue and 7 Mile near fabulous Ferndale in Michigan. At the time, what's funny is I paid $49.95 for it at the time. And people thought I was crazy for spending $50 on a record at that point. And I was like, but it was 4 LPs and it's got a hardcover book and it's Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
It was available then. Very much an original pressing at the time, which is funny. There's a whole thing about the original pressing of the Division Bell was terrible. It's a whole thing. But the original pressing of Pulse was fantastic. They did everything exactly as right as they were supposed to do with the original pressing of Pulse. I used to own an original pressing. If you're a long-time viewer of the channel and you know about the whole huge vinyl collection that I used to have an original pressing. So everything we're going to do today is talk about the original pressing against this reissue. As far as packaging, it's what I told you right off the bat. I'm shocked at how they reproduced it.
For sure.
I know you had never seen an original before,
no.
But I would have, if you set an original 95 pressing against this one, I wouldn't know the difference.
I can tell that you wouldn't know the difference. And I just feel like I need to fully disclose this. I needed to know what $49.95 and $1995 was today.
Oh yeah.
$100.65.
Oh, there you go.
So
okay. So yeah.
I needed to
like going to spend? Yeah.
Yeah. That's
which
the
is funny
value.
because it would be like $25 an LP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that. And then of course, before we get too far into it, the big distinguishing thing is now this is on quote unquote Pink Floyd records. So the inner labels on the, each of the 4 LPs, you would know the difference immediately. So for example, you're not going to go to a record store or a record show and have somebody try and pass off the reissue as the original.
Right.
Because the only difference is it says Pink Floyd records.
Got it.
Right. But packaging wise though, the hardcover book,
I flipped through it.
It all looks exactly the same as the original. It looks exactly the same. Sound. This is a weird one because let me say, I think it sounds fantastic. At no point during the campaign for this, the release of Pulse or anything, has anyone said that there's any sort of remixing going on here. Mm-hmm. I am convinced that there's remixing going on here.
I remember you were saying that the whole time we were listening to it.
In a good way, in the best way.
Yeah.
In the best way. I think Rick Wright's keyboards sound way wider. I think he's mixed way louder in the mix. And I can't, before you get excited and you're just all caps in a comment about what a genius Rick Wright was. That's my boy. I love Rick. I'm excited Rick is louder in the mix.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say about that. But what I'm saying is at no point have they said this is a different mix.
Oh, no.
At no point have they said that this is a different mix of Pulse. And I think it is. Maybe to my ears. But I owned an original pressing. I used to listen to it at what I would refer to as obnoxious volumes.
And so you'd know what you were hearing.
Yeah, I would know. And I like it. There's nothing I dislike about this. And maybe people are watching this. Maybe you're crazy. It's not a different mix. It sounds like a different mix to me. And I would go so far as to call it slightly better than the original mix. So for sound, have at it. Price. Here's the weird thing. So we talked about how originally this would have been $49.99. Adjusted for inflation, it would be $100-ish.
$100.65.
I've seen this go for Again, by the way, side note, never pay over price for things that are in regular, ever. Don't ever pay for regular overprice for something that's not out of print. Call our friends at Detroit, Rock City Music in Detroit. Call your local record store. Someone who cares about music will get that for you if it's in print without you overpaying for it. So for in-print prices, I've seen this set go for 100, 130, as low as 85. And for me, I think 130 is a steal because you're still paying in the ballpark of what it would have been originally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time and effort that goes into these reissues and packaging it exactly the same. I think it's not out of the question to pay that for it. If you can get it for $85, holy wow, do that right now because you're paying less for it really than it was.
Yeah, adjusted for inflation,
Yeah,
for
would
sure.
have been originally, right? Value. For me, I'm gonna say a couple things about value and then pass it off to you because
Okay.
you're the less biased Floydist among us.
Sure.
For me, value in this comes in the form of two things. Number one, if you love live albums, a lot of people don't love live. I am a sucker.
I
for
love a live album.
I love a live album. And if you like Pink Floyd to a certain degree, like if you like Pink Floyd and you don't own the Dark Side of the Moon, just buy this version because you're getting a great live version of that record and kind of a Pink Floyd's greatest hits along with it, right? But if you're not a huge fan of the Dark Side of the Moon, if you're not a huge fan of later era Floyd, like Gilmour led Floyd, you might look at the set list on this and be like, nah, I'll just buy Animals. And, you know what I mean? So for me, it's all like, if you like live albums and you're not even a huge Pink Floyd fan, I still think there's a huge value in buying this. It's an incredibly well done live record, even if you're not a huge Floyd fan. For me, for value for you, like again, to be clear, she's not a Pink Floyd fan. It's just no one is as fanatical about them as I am.
It's true. It's true.
I'm pretty sure Roger hung the moon. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't have proof, but I think so. But we always say this, like would you spend $85 to $100 to get this live album?
Probably not.
Okay. And that's fine. I mean, it's because the value isn't there for you.
Yeah.
For
I
that
mean,
money.
for that price, it's very cool it's cool to hear. It's cool. I would have a friend who had this and say, hey, can I visit you and listen to this maybe sometimes?
Hey, while we're at your house, can we listen to that Floyd thing I wouldn't spend money on?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And that's fine. That's totally fine. Even because you're a huge fan of live records.
Yeah.
And you like Pink Floyd a lot.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you wouldn't pay $85 to $100 to get this.
I would stream this and I could hear it and I would be fine with it. I'd be fine with it.
That's great. The only thing, and there's no way around this, the only thing for me that's irritating on LP is the Dark Side of the Moon is very much not meant to be broken into three sides, but there's no way. Because of the longer versions of the songs, there's no way to not do that. But that's nitpicky. But having said that, so we wanted to talk a bit about that. We've done a couple of reviews already on the channel of these most recent Pink Floyd reissues that started in 2016. I think they're immaculate. As we get more into our collection, we'll probably touch on them some because I think they're all fantastic for different reasons. If you are a huge Pink Floyd fan, if you saw this tour, by all means, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the mixing thing because I'm convinced this is a different mix, and I don't know, maybe I'm nuts. But please, by all means, drop a comment and let me know. If you think I'm crazy for even liking Pink Floyd, that's fine too. Drop a comment. We can discuss that. I mean, you're wrong, but we can discuss that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Please, if you're in a Pink Floyd group, you're in a vinyl group, you're in a music group, share this out. Show people the wonderful folks that you found here on the Infectious Groove Music channel. If you haven't, hit the notification bell so you know when you have our 4 videos every single week. And as we always say, thank you so much for watching.